In our stories today, months after government announcement was made about private medical aid's contribution to members' vaccination against COVID-19, the process still dragging on. Also in today's show, High Court paving the way for LGBTQ equality. Private medical aids fund drag feed on vaccination contribution. Schlettwein says redline does not disadvantage communal farmers. And Health Ministry justifies delayed operation. Good afternoon. My name is Glenora Shipura and this is NMH at 1. In our video news for the day, in our first video, the Landless People Movement youth leader, Dominga Ndala, shares the start of the Youth League's campaign that kicked off at the University of Namibia yesterday. The campaign is planned to take place throughout the month of February. She spoke to Janet Diergat. Do have a look.
Morning, my name is Dominga Ndala, the lead youth commander of the LPM Youth Command element. Well, yesterday we kicked off our recruitment drive at the institutions of higher learning. What informed the recruitment is obviously we would like to create a society where young people are involved in political processes and decision making. The recruitment drive, it's going to go on for the entire month of February. So yesterday we at NAMCO, we actually were welcomed by a lot of students. They were very excited in knowing what the LPM Youth Command stands, what do we fight for, and what we would like to do in society. So there were quite a moderate amount of students that signed up to be part of the LPM Youth Command element. We just do not want to increase youth participation in politics, but would also like to conscientize their mind and tell them that it's high time that they step up, they step up and make decision for their lives. The campaign that we currently are about to launch is titled #Youth on Top. So this campaign, officials from the Namibian police, we have invited psychologists and youth leaders just to sort of deliberate on how we can do away with the alarming cases of GBV or sexual and gender-based violence in the country from a youth perspective, obviously. So there are some of the issues. As the youth wing, we just do not exist because of politics, but we exist beyond that. There is obviously also to sort of inculcate the intellectual discourse in society, and as well as to increase youth participation in politics and also in decision making.
In our second video for the day, President Hage Geingob on Saturday officiated the unveiling of King Nahala Warriors and commemoration of 118 memorial monuments at Namutoni. Geingob was assisted by Ondoko King Philemon Shambwa Nangolo. Taimo Haidula was there to have a look.
Where is the representative of the Cooper? I'm not seeing him near the chiefs there. The representative of, oh, okay.
Okay.
Is back on.
Moving on, movement leader Mchenry Venani spoke to Kenya Kambwe about the need for professionalism of the agriculture sector. He made these comments while visiting green schemes in the Kavango East region. Do have a look.
Who do you think befits to run these green schemes?
Green schemes, every project should be run as an independent farm with a very small budget and a desk in the office in the Ministry of Agriculture that monitors the management of farms. You can't run a farm where you need to buy bolts and nuts for a tractor and you need Venduk approval to do that. No farm can ever function like that. So we must identify what is the critical needs, what is the fuel needed, what is the seeds needed, and these things must be on the ground. And there must be accountants in the Ministry of Agriculture that comes regularly to come and look at petty cash, to come and look at the expenditure of money, but we must scale down the management up to the level of the farm itself. Get professional agriculturalists, a farm manager, a financial accountant on the ground, and run the thing from here. If you are giving this farm, you make your assessment, what is the capital injection that you need. If one particular farm needs $15 million a year, you give them their 2 million every month or 1 million every month. They prepare their things. When it is harvesting time or going to harvesting time, you expend the rest of this 40% of the money that they need to go into harvesting and run this thing professionally. It can be done. It can be done. And we need to extend. If you look at the money that we spend on that Boch dairy farm of 440 million, if we have expended 40 million on buying second-hand tractors from South Africa or elsewhere in the world and give fencing for 10 million worth of fence around farmers around these areas, you could have extended this farm to many other farms. Even if they are not irrigation, farmers would be better equipped with better seeds, with mechanized agriculture. They would farm easily, their output would grow, and you can be able to create the necessary jobs and food security in the country. So Kavango is if I have to put it, it's a stadium where we should play agriculture. And at this time, the Stadium of Agriculture looks like the Independent Stadium of Namibia.
Okay.
Moving on to our front page news. According to Namibian Sun, a month after being released on an $800,000 bail, Fishrod accused Ricardo Gustavo is back in court to ask that he be allowed to access his frozen assets to enable him to pay his lawyers. Republican reports that months after a government announcement was made about private medical aid's contribution to members' vaccination against COVID-19, the process is still dragging on. According to Allgemeine Zeitung, Namibian learners who sat for school leaving exams at the end of 2021 will still have the opportunity to study in South Africa, despite complications caused by the theft of exams questionnaires. The Namibian reports that the presence of veterinary cordon fence, which separates Namibian into farming zones, does not prevent communal farmers from accessing lucrative farming export markets available to their counterparts south of the fence. New Era reports that millions of dollars flowed to the pockets of the accused in the Fishrod matter while the legal business was conducted between the two entities in the vast network of businesses fingered in the scam. And we move on to an ad break. And now let's have a look at the inside pages. Namibian Sun reports that a legal team is hard at work preparing a Supreme Court appeal that many hope will result in the historic overturning of a 20-year-old judgment the government has long wielded as justification for refusing to recognize same-sex marriages under the Immigration Act. Republican reports that a school principal from the Zambezi region who spent 7 months behind bars after he was caught with rhino horns in his possession was given bail after a successful appeal application in the Windhoek High Court. Allgemeine Zeitung reports that the Heckmer case, which has been ongoing since last year, has taken a new twist after claims were made around the admissibility of evidence that investigators obtained without a valid search warrant. According to the Namibian, the village of Koos in the southeastern Namibia currently has 2 chief executive officers. New Era reports that the Health Ministry has given its side of the story about the delayed operation of a pregnant mother whose baby died in the stomach last week. And now let's have a look at our economic indicators. And with that, we've come to the end of our show. From me, Glenn Orashipura, do join me again, same time, same place. But before that, up next, the weather.